Welcome back to Talk of the Town. They always look beautiful when you take them home from the store, but often those holiday flowers and plants don't last through the season. Garden expert Troy Marden is here to show us how to keep everything blooming and thriving until the new year and beyond. Good to have you with us here today.
Thank you. It's good to be back.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. All right, so we get these poinsettias, and for some of us, we can get them going until maybe Christmas.
Right.
But after that, they start to die. But for others, within a day or two of them being home, the leaves start to drop. So what are we doing wrong?
Well, a couple of things with poinsettias, and with almost all of these things, they're tropical plants.
Okay.
They come from warm climates, so they don't like to be out in the cold. So remember that when you're even taking them from the store to the car, if it's really cold outside, it can do damage to these pretty flowers, the bracts, those kinds of things. But once you get them home, even moisture, that's the key. If you let them dry out too many times and they wilt, it stresses the plant, then they begin to turn yellow, the leaves fall off, and by Christmas, all you're left with is stems with little red bracts on the top.
Okay.
So even moisture and a nice warm temperature. Again, remember that they're tropical. They come from Central and South America, Mexico, so they grow where it's warm.
Okay. Is there even a way to keep them until the next year? There are some plants it's just better to say, you know what, they were nice, but buy new ones
you
next
can,
year.
and some people do.
Okay.
But most of us with poinsettias especially are going to say, I've loved it for Christmas and now it's time for it to go.
Okay. All right.
So they're tricky to bring back into bloom. They're easy to grow, but they're really tricky to bring back into bloom.
Okay. You've got a couple of other things here.
Yeah.
Tell me about this one here.
Now this is an unusual plant. This is called a bromeliad, and it also is a tropical plant. It is not a typical Christmas thing, but I thought the colors were sort of Christmassy colors, red and green. This is one of the easiest plants you can grow. A nice brightly lit room. Water it once every week to 10 days. Just keep it a little moist. This red stalk of what looks like a bloom will last for 4 or 5 months.
Okay.
So really, really easy to grow this one.
All right. So a lot of folks have the Christmas cactus. So tell me about this one.
Another really easy house plant. And unlike the poinsettia, this one is easy to bring back into bloom.
Okay.
But the key is that where these grow in nature, they respond to the days getting shorter in the fall. So if you have this in your house, you need to put it in a room where you don't have lamps on in the evening, those kinds of things, and it will flower.
So that's the key thing there, is because make sure that they are getting that cycle of day and night.
Natural daylight is what they need. And they're so sensitive that even sometimes where they grow them commercially, they pull black cloths over them in the evening to keep the headlights of the cars from shining into the greenhouse.
That's sensitive.
They're that sensitive.
All right. All right, so tell me about this one.
This is a little cyclamen. This is another maybe non-traditional Christmas plant, but you see a lot of them this time of year because they love the cool temperatures.
Okay.
So if you have a cooler house, or if you have a windowsill where you can set something like this where it's cool up there next to the window, this will grow and flower for several months throughout the winter. Again, just kind of even moisture. For any house plant, they don't want to dry out terribly.
All right. And then quickly, if you will, tell me about the last two here.
Amaryllis. Everybody's favorite Christmas thing, maybe. Those great big trumpet-shaped blooms are going to come out of these two buds. And then the paper white narcissus, you either have a love-hate relationship with those. You either love the smell of them or you hate the smell of them. But everybody has them at Christmas time. They actually start out like this, and in 3 weeks they grow up and bloom. You can buy them already in bloom, or you can buy the bulbs and pot them yourself.
All right, so quick tip then to keep them going is make sure we keep them properly watered?
Properly watered. And I think, you know, there's a balance there. We tend to overlove our plants sometimes, and we water and we water and we water and we overwater. So there is a balance to be maintained.
All right, as always, great information. Thank you very much. You can get lots of green thumb ideas in Troy's latest book. It is the Southern Gardener's Handbook. He is doing a book signing at Yarrow Acres in Franklin on December 20th from 1 until 3 o'clock.